Hello, I'm Mario, and today what I want to do is finish my journey to Sante Fe, New Mexico. Currently, I'm in Oasis State Park, and so that's over by Clovis, New Mexico. So I got about a couple hundred miles to go. I camped here last night, just a brief overnight stay, so I'm all ready to get out of here. Last night it did get kind of cold, so it was a little bit below 30, 28, 29 degrees. I didn't hook up to the water here, but I did hook up to the electricity, and so what that did was allowed me to just use the water inside my holding tank, the freshwater holding tank, and also use the tank heaters that I have for the gray, black, and the fresh water. So those tank heaters are effective to a certain extent, and in fact, so I had my hose, my water hose was stowed just in the back of my truck over here, and so yeah, even though I emptied out most of the water, what water was in there, it froze, even sitting back there. So it did get freezing last night. And so yeah, I'm glad I have my onboard water filtration system. So I'm happy about that. It's made a big difference. And yeah, let's get in the truck and start heading north. All right, well, I already got my destinations logged into the Garmin RV890, and I don't want to make this video so much about the journey to Sante Fe, New Mexico, but more so the destination. And so last night it was a little bit windy, maybe not so much in the night, but during the day it was windy. And now that the wind has kind of settled, I can tell that the dairy farm is close by. So yesterday it wasn't bothersome. I saw it driving in, but I was like, oh, well, the wind's coming from the west. So anyway, it's just worth noting. I don't know, it is what it is, right? But yeah, let's head to Sante Fe. Now, I think I've driven through Sante Fe once. I've been in northern New Mexico before, Carson National Forest, Taos, but for some reason never really visited Sante Fe. So this is exciting to me to go visit, and so that's why I want to make, maybe there'll be a second video, another video about something inside Sante Fe, because I still have to discover it for myself. But if I do see something nice along the drive, then yeah, I want to include that. The way I remember, the mountain ranges, the Rocky Mountains and all that, it's really neat scenery. So I want to see what it's like coming up this way, and I'll cut over to some of that scenery if I do catch it in the drive. I'm traveling north on US 285 right now. Got about another 25-30 miles before I get into Sante Fe. And yeah, I got my first glimpse. I don't know that the camera's picking it up, but yeah, straight to the north right now. Got my first glimpse of some snow-peaked mountains, and that's what Sante Fe is right up against. And even though Sante Fe is like way up there in elevation, it's still in the foothills of this huge mountain range. So yeah, got about, like I mentioned, another 25 miles to go. So behind me, about 25 miles behind me, is Interstate 40. So I left Klein's Corners, just a little pit stop there, got some fuel. So Klein's Corners is behind me. I'm heading north on US 285, and then Sante Fe's another 25 miles ahead of me. But yeah, the scenery hasn't changed too much, other than right up there I can see those snow-peaked mountains. So yeah, when I get a better view of that, then I'll tune back in. I'll check back in with you guys. But yeah, this is I'm just really excited to be heading out this way. When I saw those mountains, it was, yeah, just kind of like, whoa. It was exciting. So I'll see you guys in a second. The mountains are definitely off in the distance, but I'm only about 15 miles away from Sante Fe. So back over this ridge, back that way, there's another mountain peak, but straight ahead I can see snow on that mountain there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up at all, but it is very cool. So I guess I'm in the town of El Dorado right now. All right, I made it into Sante Fe. In fact, I got here a couple nights ago, checked into an RV park. And so I'm pretty close to the historic downtown area inside one of these neighborhoods. And yeah, we have the quintessential Adobe style homes. Now these look like they're pretty new. They're not all new, but even like the Walmart and I don't know, just different box stores, they all have the same Adobe feel to it. And it's interesting to see that, and it's also interesting that Sante Fe is rather large. So it's something I didn't expect. Yes, Sante Fe is the capital of New Mexico, but yeah, it's grown. But at any rate, I'm here in a residential neighborhood just to kind of show you kind of what it's like. But I want to also check out a couple other little points of interest here in Sante Fe, just to give you guys a feel for what it's like. But yeah, here, just quintessential Adobe style. Really nice. I'm nearby the Agua Fria River, and actually this road here is Agua Fria Road. And the reason why I'm mentioning it is, well, one, there's a little park here, so I wanted to stop and check out the city park. But also, this is part of the El Camino Real, and I guess more specifically the El Camino Real de Tierra Adentro National Historic Trail. So what I want to do is, I want to see if I can actually get down to where the river is in this park. They indicated that there were some trails here, so that's where I want to head off. I parked here, and the entrance is right here. The park is not that large, and hopefully the trail isn't too long to get to the actual river. But I wanted to stop off here because here is a labyrinth that, well, it's being preserved by the city in this park. Now, I don't know the historical value of this, but I'm going to guess it's rather new. I don't think it's ancient history here. But the point of these things is that it's kind of, you know, in the spirit of Sante Fe, and really in the spirit of New Mexico. You find things like this, and people are drawn to it in current day. I wanted to mention that it's here, and everybody, I think, has their own unique experience when they visit. So apparently there's like a trail that heads off over here to the river, and they're calling this the El Camino Real Trail. And it looks like I can see a little bridge here. Now on the other side of the river, and I was looking on the map, there's homes. But the reason why, and I misspoke, so I did a little more research, and I figured out that this is actually called the Sante Fe River. And the significance here is that on the north side, so just on the other side of this river here, we're coming up on the bridge, is the original path that the El Camino Real Trail took. So they, at this point here, at least that's what the sign back there said, was that just on the other side of this bridge is the actual original path that the El Camino Real Trail took. And more specifically, Sante Fe, which is, well, here, but downtown Sante Fe, which is right over there. More specifically, this connected Sante Fe with Mexico City. So this was a significant trade route to connect Sante Fe, the Spanish colony back in the 1600s, to Mexico City. So that's crazy. But yeah, pretty dry, not too much water in it right now, but this is the spot. Another point of interest here in Sante Fe is Museum Hill. So I'm not too far away from historic downtown area. And yeah, right behind me, Botanical Gardens. That's pretty interesting, Botanical Gardens, considering the elevation that we're at, right around 7,000 feet. But yeah, over here, there's a couple of museums. There's another one off over in that direction, and yet another one over here in that direction over there. And it's pretty spectacular that they have all of this here. Again, there's even a military museum a little bit further down the hill, off in that direction over there. And yeah, pretty spectacular place. Something that's worth noting is, well, this structure right here behind me, which, well, they claim to be the oldest house in the United States. Now, there's a little museum inside and a gift store and stuff, and they actually offer some explanations as to why they claim this is the oldest house. So if you take the time to actually read through and check stuff out inside the house, I walked inside, and it's pretty cool. And they have some really good arguments as to why this is actually the oldest house in the United States. So I'm happy I visited. It's a free museum, but you can obviously throw in a donation in the donation box, and there's, like I said, there's a gift shop. But they have a couple cool artifacts in there, and also a legend about a headless man, and I guess he had some sort of run-in with a couple witches, and so I don't know, at any rate, there's a story behind the headless man and these two witches and some love potion. So I don't know if this place is haunted, but he's got a coffin in there. Like I said, it's just worth checking out. And right next door, you can get a slice of pizza. But then what about the oldest church? Is that what this is here? So here I am, I'm actually standing in front of the San Miguel Chapel, and this actually has a lot of history behind it too. Same adobe style walls, and yes, another old structure. So this claims to be the oldest church in the United States. So right in the middle of downtown, there are plenty of little shops, and then so, you know, Santa Fe is known for their artists, and so of course if you want to buy art, yeah, you can spend a lot of money on that. But they have other little trinkets and things available. I'm going to be heading off over to a French pastry shop. But yeah, it's a nice little feel, a nice vibe, and I would recommend at least coming and checking out, you know, and walking around, checking out the scene downtown here. It's nice, and there's lots of there's some historical value also. In fact, right over here, oh, it's going to get windy, but right here, another church and a nice little square to sit down at, and just like I said, just soak it in. It's pretty cool. I came down to this little square here, grabbed a bench, and yeah, weather's pretty nice. It hasn't been getting that cold at night, above freezing for sure. So at any rate, I did stop off. I picked up a French pastry, but a mille feuille, a Napoleon, I don't know. I asked the lady how to pronounce, because there's a little card that said it. I asked her, I was like, so what is that called? So apparently she was very French, and there's no way I could repeat it. But I did figure out the Napoleon part, you know. At any rate, so I'm looking forward to that. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end the video here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm enjoying my time here in Santa Fe. I'm glad I decided to take the time to stop. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.